Hello, my friends. Welcome to my home studio in the beautiful Catskill Mountains in upstate New York. I am John Morrell, and I know it's been a while. But I have to tell you, I've had life things happen. My father passed away. I'm the trustee. I'm still dealing with all that. But I had a tag video I really wanted to get to. I want to thank Totally Off Topic Fragrance Reviews for tagging me on this video. It's called 21 Questions. 21 questions that probably no one wants to know about me, but we're going to do it. So, roll my
Morrell Fragrance Review. Here comes the swag. John Morrell Fragrance Review. Here comes the swag. Fresh and dope like heroin soap. That man's got swag.
All right. So the questions that we're going to go through, 21 questions. Some of them may be quick. Some of them may not be quick. I don't know. I won't try to extend the video too long because I know people don't like super long videos. I'm going to do what I can. So, first question.
Have you been to school for perfumery?
Easy one. No. Question 2.
Do you consider yourself addicted to fragrances?
That's a hard one. I'm going to say not addicted. Everyone has their vice, right? I drink a little. That's about it. I don't do anything else. So maybe. I'm going to say a maybe on that. Addicted is a strong word. I think I did give up fragrances at one point, but I guess all addicts do give up whatever they're addicted to at some point, and I'm back. So, you know what? I'm going to say yes. My third question.
My first memory of wearing fragrances.
Of wearing a fragrance, I guess it would be. That's an interesting one. I think, you know what? I think it was Christmas time. Someone in the family would inevitably, even when I was probably 12 years old, would give me a gift, like a gift set of like Brut or English leather, which I do not own either of those right now. But I should, just for this nostalgic reason. So I think my first memory of wearing a fragrance is when I was around 12 at Christmas, cracking open some English leather and splashing it, a splash bottle too, it wasn't even spray, splashing it on. That's my first
Question
memory.
4. What is the first fragrance you bought with your own money?
It's interesting. What is the first fragrance I bought with my own money? Let's say, I'm trying to remember because it was when we were going out to clubs. I used to go out to dance clubs, and, when I was 18 to 23, I think I was out at nightclubs like 3 nights a week. I was really into hip hop, still am, of course, but back then I was into dancing and all that. And so I would say, my friend used to wear Joop. That was his thing. Or people say Joop. Joop or Joop. That was his scent. And I would wear Drakkar. I bought Drakkar first, and then I bought Polo Green. I had those two, and I would wear, depending what night it was. I didn't want to smell the same all the time. Even back then, I was like, I don't want to. If I see the same people 2 nights in a row, I don't want to smell the same. Just like you don't want to look the same, right? I don't know why I had that in my mind, but I did. So that's my first fragrance I ever bought was Drakkar Noir. So question 5.
Oldest fragrance in your collection.
Oldest fragrance? This is easy. There it is. Everlast. And by the way, I stand by this fragrance. I still think it's great. You can pick it up for like $9. I'm not kidding. It's like $9 on FragranceNet. So, and I'm telling you, this is a super, super masculine scent. I don't wear it. I stand by it, but I don't wear it. I should wear it more, like around the house or something. It's masculine. I really like the fragrance. So, yeah. That's the oldest fragrance in my collection currently. Question 6.
Fragrance that you can't stand smelling.
Now, this is an interesting one because I can find something good to say about almost every fragrance. I really can. I mean, I like fragrances. I love cologne. I love perfume. So it's a tough one. But there is one. And I don't know why. I'm sure people love this. Some people love this. But for me, the dry down on this, I cannot stand. I keep trying it because I want to like it. and I keep scrubbing it off, and it's Armani Code Colonia. So Armani Code Colonia, I don't know what it is. I can't stand it. I cannot stand the dry down on this. So there it is. Sorry, Armani. So question 7 is a really hard one.
Favorite food?
And man, I like food. So, wow. That is a really hard one. I'm going to go, but I'm going to go with the meal that my mother cooks for me every year on my birthday. She did. She moved to Florida during the winter. So she doesn't now, but she used to make this right up until about 10 years ago, every single birthday, my mother would make me beef stew. I love beef stew. My wife teases me. She says it's a peasant's dish. Who cares? I love it. I like peasant's dish. There's lots of things that are considered peasant's dishes. Lots of things that are considered peasant dishes. I love them. I like food, and I like things that, I like things that are seasoned well, and I just, I think it's stuff like perfect. What's better than beef, potatoes, and other vegetables all mixed together with gravy? What's better? I don't know. So I'm going to go with beef stew. 8. Do you prefer sweet, salty, mild, or spicy? Do you prefer sweet, salty, mild, or spicy? I'll tell you this. Not mild. That's the one no. No mild. I can't get rid of the rest. I have to tell you, I like sweet, I like salty, and I like spicy. I like them all. Not mild necessarily, although if you're talking fragrances, hey, a mild fragrance is a great office scent. So sometimes a mild, but I'm sorry, I have to go with sweet, salty, and spicy. I like them all. All right, question, what are we on here? Question 9.
What was the last fragrance you purchased?
I'm going to say it because it's true. I'm still waiting for it. It's not here yet. Nishane Caragos, or Caragos, however you pronounce it. Nishane Caragos. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a total blind buy, but I did as much studying on it as I can as far as reading reviews and watching reviews. And it sounds like a fragrance I really like. Bold, sweet, dry down seems pretty woodsy. I'm into it. So we'll see. I hope. But that would be it. Nishane Caragos. Question 10.
What fragrance have you been thinking of buying for a long time but just haven't gotten around to it?
That is a really hard one because there's so many fragrances out there, and so many fragrances I'm sure I would love. So many fragrances at one time or another I've looked at, even put in my cart, and just didn't pull the trigger. So it's tough. But you know what I'll say? Because I have a sample of this. I really enjoy it. I'm going to say Fragrance One's Office for Men. I don't know. I just haven't gotten around to buying it. I don't know why. There's great deals on it too. Sometimes 2 for 1. Right now, I think there's a deal where you can buy Date and Office for Men 100 ml for like, I don't even know, $200 maybe. So there's great deals. I don't know why I haven't done it yet. But let's just say Office for Men by Fragrance One. Question 11.
Do you have a dream fragrance that's just too expensive?
I don't. I'm sure there, you know what? I bet there is something out there. I don't know. I'm going to say no, because if I want something, I buy it, I guess. So I guess no, but I bet someone could come up with one. I bet you there's a fragrance out there that's like $1,000 to $2,000 that I just wouldn't buy, because to me, there is a limit, right? There's a limit on what you'll spend on a fragrance. At least there is for me. And so, but right now, no, there's really nothing that is just too pricey that I won't buy it. The cheapest fragrance, and this is question 12.
What fragrance is the cheapest in your collection, and do you like it?
So again, we're back to, I kind of ruined this question right with the oldest, which is Everlast is the cheapest in my collection. I believe is $9 at this point. And yes, I really do like it. I like it quite a bit, actually. Question 13.
What is the most expensive fragrance in your collection?
That's a tough one. Wow. Okay. Per ounce? Yeah, that would be like per ounce or overall, because I think so. I have a 250 ml of Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, which is almost gone, believe it or not, because I've given out so much of it and I blended it with other things. That was super expensive, right? So that's, I mean, at this point, what is that? How much is it? 250 ml of Tobacco Vanille. I should have looked that up. I could have told you. I bet you, you know what? I'll put it right here when I find out. But I'm going to guess that's the most expensive thing in my, but again, per ounce, I'm not sure, but that's probably the most I've spent. I have a 250 ml of Tuscan leather as well. So I think those are probably the most I've spent on a fragrance at one time. Question 14.
Does your partner wear fragrances, and is there one he or she does not like on you?
Yeah. So my wife does wear fragrances. She's not even close to as into it as I am. I buy her fragrances for her, and every time she goes, I'm not really that into this. But I try to find cool. She really likes like snakes, for example. So if I see a bottle that has, like I just bought her Pure Excess by Paco Rabanne, she absolutely just loves the bottle. And lucky enough, the perfume is really good. So she does like them, and she likes them on me, but she's not as into it as I am, not even close. And she kind of complains when I make her smell my hand every day. Every day I do it, right? Hey, how do you like this? How do you like this? Even if stuff she smelled before, just to see if she changed her mind. So, yeah, she does. And is there something she doesn't like on me? Absolutely. She hates barbershop scents. Hates them. So any barbershop scent. And so I've kind of slowed down on buying them. Even though I like them a lot, we're together so much since the pandemic. I work from home in my studio. So, yeah. So she doesn't like barbershop scents at all. And so kind of slowed down on buying anything barbershop scenty. Question 15.
Pre-pandemic, is it common or rare for people in your area to wear fragrances?
Depends what you mean by my area. I live in the Catskill Mountains, so I would say rare. It's rare. I mean, where I am, it's kind of a mix of, depending where you are, but artsy, but then the hunters and, so no, it would be rare where I am now. I'm in New York. So, an hour from me, hour one way to Albany or an hour and a half the other way to New York, the city, it's not rare at all. But where I live currently in the Catskill Mountains, yeah, it's rare, and no one has fragrances. So I always think it's funny. I think a lot of places are like that though, right? When I think frag heads and that's, me and people who watch this, when we talk about, Creed Aventus is played out for who? For who? Like, who in your circle, besides a frag head, owns a bottle of Creed Aventus? And that's supposedly the king of fragrances. Now, go down the line to other fragrances, like when people say things like, well, people will say anything's played out, but that's for frag heads, right? Most people are going to buy a bottle of something at Macy's, and that's it. So unless you're hanging out with all frag heads all the time, if you're a frag head, whatever you're wearing is probably super unique to your friends, right? So yeah, no, my area, no one's wearing fragrances. People are shocked. As you know, if you follow, and you do, of course, if you subscribe to other content providers, I don't have the biggest collection. I guess I have a big collection, but I definitely do not have even close to the biggest collection. But people who know me, who come here, they think I have the biggest collection they've ever seen in their lives. They can't fathom why I would have all of these fragrances. So, yeah, it's question 16. Do you
prefer coffee or tea?
Coffee. I've slowed down on coffee a bit. I've been drinking some tea at night before I go to bed because I'm on a 10 to 6. I eat between 10 to 6. I try to eat clean during the week. I have one free day. I got back in the gym. Pandemic was all, by the way, during the pandemic, everything was off. I mean, I gained 20 pounds during the pandemic. So I'm back in the gym trying to get myself back into shape. And so I eat very clean during the week between 10 and 6. And so I don't drink coffee after a certain time now. I used to drink coffee all day. And when I'm saying that, my wife bought me a separate coffee pot because we have a Keurig. And she said, you drink like 10 cups of coffee a day. You can't use the Keurig. She bought me like those old school pots of coffee, which I prefer. And I just drink from that all day. So I love coffee, but I have slowed it down. Drink 2 cups of coffee a day. I have a bang on the way to the gym. So I guess 3 caffeinated beverages, but 2 cups of coffee, 1 bang. And then at night before I go to bed, I have a cup of tea. So I like both, but I prefer coffee for sure. Question 17 is an interesting one. Do
you wear fragrances marketed to the opposite gender?
I don't think so. Not because I wouldn't. I would. I wear many unisex fragrances, but I guess that wouldn't count, right? Because it's not specifically marketed to the opposite gender. I don't think I have anything that I wear depends. Some people, in fact, in Sephora, you find that Black Orchid by Tom Ford is in the women's section. And so I think that maybe that's an exception. Maybe Black Orchid is supposed to be for women. I don't know. But I don't think I wear anything specifically marketed towards women. If I was to wear something marketed towards women, which I wouldn't have a problem doing, the one I would wear that my wife has is it's a patchouli scent by Tom Ford. It's a white patchouli, I think it's called. I think it's called white patchouli. And that is marketed towards women specifically. It's an amazing scent. It's an amazing scent. She loves it too. But she wears it all the time. So I'm not going to wear it because we'll smell alike. Question 18.
When traveling, do you bring full bottles or decants?
So I typically bring, this is the one by the way, I full bottles. That's just the simple answer. I try to bring some. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll buy a backup of something. You know how, and people who subscribe to my channel know I like 100 ml bottles. I don't like to buy 50 ml bottles if I can help it. But there are the exceptions. Sometimes when I love something and I know I want to bring it on the road, I'll buy a smaller bottle to bring with me on the road. So I might buy 50 ml as a travel bottle. I might start doing decants though, because I did buy a bunch. And so I may end up start doing that actually. I might start bringing decants with me instead of full bottles. We'll see. But for now, I bring bottles. Question 19.
Pre-pandemic, do you typically receive compliments on fragrances?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. It's interesting because I've been told I'm not approachable, but I get complimented quite often. By the way, I don't know why I'm not approachable. I seem approachable, don't I? But I've heard my wife kind of says I have a dickhead vibe. That's my wife saying that. I don't believe that. But anyway, so I do. I get complimented on fragrances for sure. And I have during the pandemic. Yeah. And so, yeah, I do for sure. And there's a few fragrances I get complimented on the most. And even during the pandemic, they kind of lived up to it, so. Yeah, I do. Question 20.
Do you wear fragrances when you're home alone?
Every frag head watching this right now knows the answer. Of course. Of course. Yes. In fact, I wear a different fragrance on each hand sometimes. I don't know why, but I do. But then, I'll wear something light to the gym, very light. I don't like to wear something heavy to the gym, obviously. Sometimes I won't wear anything to the gym, but I tend to wear something really light so that people can barely pick it up, but so I don't stink. And then I'll come home, shower, throw something on. So that's my day. And so sometimes I'm like, yeah, man, I won't commit to one. Like sometimes I'm not sure if I want to wear it. So I'll only spray one hand, maybe my arm. And then later in the day, I'm like, oh man, I want to wear this one instead. And I'll spray the other arm. That's when I'm home alone. I obviously don't go out with 2 fragrances on. That'd be crazy. Oh, I smell. Who smells good? Which part of you? So, but at home, that's when I kind of experiment with my fragrances and see. And sometimes I'll layer them, see what smells. I don't experiment to go out in public because who knows how it's going to turn out. But yeah, I absolutely wear fragrances when I'm home alone. Question 21, the last question we're here, which is:
do you wear fragrances for yourself or to receive compliments?
That is a really, really tough question, and again, I don't like to. I like to give answers. I don't like to straddle the middle, but I have to tell you both. Listen, and let me tell you what I mean by that. So I wear fragrances for myself. However, I'm not going to wear a fragrance that I love that I know other people won't like, that people hate, right? So like barbershop scents, I love them. I don't wear them because my wife doesn't like them at all. She hates them. She thinks I smell like an old man. So I don't wear them and I don't buy them anymore. So and I go, that's my wife. So of course, but even out in public, if I had a fragrance that I just loved and people were put off by it all the time, I wouldn't wear it. I wouldn't wear it because I don't want to put people through it. So I would say both. I wear fragrances for myself. Of course, I have to enjoy it. And let me say vice versa. If I have a fragrance that people just love, and I do have a few of these where my wife loves them. If I have a fragrance that people just love, but I don't like wearing it, I don't wear it. I don't care how much they love it. If I don't feel good wearing it, I don't have the confidence wearing it, I don't wear it. So I think it's a two-way street. So I think I wear it for myself, but I do enjoy receiving compliments. I want people to enjoy my scent or my sillage, right, as I walk by. So I think both. And I think that's, to me, that's the right answer. I always find it curious when people pretend I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm wearing this for myself, really. So if somehow you started liking the smell of shit, you would wear shit out. You wouldn't care what people think. You'd say, I like the smell of shit. Like most people like the smell of their own farts. Will you wear a spray of your own fart out? Like walking around? No, of course you won't, because you might like the smell of your own fart, but you know who doesn't? You know who doesn't? Everybody else. Everybody else hates the smell of your fart. So you're not going to wear it out. So I think that everybody wears fragrances for themselves and for other people. I think that's the right answer. I don't think it's one or the other. I really don't. Unless you're home by yourself. Then makes sense. All right. Well, I want to thank Off Topic Fragrance Reviews so much for this tag. I had fun answering these questions. I don't know if anyone cares about my answers. It's kind of pompous to think anyone cares what I think, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And I want to thank Off Topic Fragrance Reviews so much for this again. And I'm going to tag just one person, and I asked ahead of time because this is a big one, right? This is 21 questions, so I didn't want to tag someone and have them go, oh man, I was super looking forward to this. I just have had so much going on. I want to get to this sooner. But I didn't want to tag someone who was going to be like, oh man, 21 questions. So I asked someone first. He seemed excited about it too. So I'm going to tag, right? I'm going to tag my man, Tyler. Tyler, right? From Simply Fragrances. I'm tagging you, and I'm going to put a link to Totally Off Topic Fragrance Reviews. And I'm going to put a link to Tyler, of course, Simply Fragrances, my partner in crime. We've done a couple of videos together, a bunch of videos together, and we're going to do more, I'm sure. And Tyler, have fun with it. I did. I think this is cool. I think great questions, too. Whoever came up with this originally, I don't know where the tag originated, but I think it's pretty cool. All right. We out.
John Morell, Fragrance Review. Here comes the swag. John Morell, Fragrance Review. Here comes the swag. Fresh and dope like heroin soap. That man's got swag.